Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a little bit more personal on my end. I decided that I would try to read a few of my journal entries to you guys. I got this one back in 2013, it looks like. So that was right when I was starting my job at Best Buy. I think I actually got this one because Best Buy kind of had a sale where they were just selling all their office supplies for like really cheap because Best Buy was stopping the whole selling of office supplies inside of their store. So I got this one for really cheap and I decided to start documenting my journey in life, and I wanted to share some of the entries with you guys. So some of these are a little bit personal, but I figured that I would share them anyway, and maybe some of you could relate to some of the stories I tell in my journal. So here we go. May 22nd, 2013. I've got to start off by saying where I am now is not where I plan to be. I had no idea I'd end up in Harrisonburg, Virginia, but I guess everything happens for a reason. Working at Best Buy right now, and I'm okay with that. Not my dream job, but it'll do for now. I'm totally lost in life right now, not sure which direction to head. I used to be so sure in life, or at least I thought I was. Ever since my granddad died back in 2010, my life has been taking some crazy turns. First, my dad and grandma take my college funding away, which was kind of my fault for not being honest with them. And then having Joey break up with me after years of dating, once again, probably my fault. I'm willing to take the blame for all the bad things that keep happening to me. I need to learn to be more honest with everyone in my life, including myself. I've wrapped myself in too many lies lately, and I need to come clean before it's too late to do so. So after my granddad died, I really was struggling in life. It was really hard for me to concentrate in college, and I was actually failing some of my classes. Because I was in my junior year, which was full of extremely hard classes for an architecture student, I was really struggling in my classes, and I didn't really want to tell my family that I was struggling, so I kind of kept my bad grades to myself. And I ended up taking summer classes trying to catch up for the things that I had failed in. It just wasn't enough time to heal from my granddad passing away, so I started to fail those classes as well. So instead of telling my family that I was doing poorly, I just decided to drop out of the summer classes and sign up for those classes next semester, which didn't end up so well for me because my grandmother and dad found out that I had dropped out of the classes. So because I lied to them about dropping out of the classes, they ended up taking my college funding away, and it really screwed me over big time. And I feel like because my depression was just kind of getting stronger and stronger because I wasn't doing well in school, I was losing connections with my friends, and in the end it actually ruined my relationship with my boyfriend. I believe relationships are 50-50, and as much as I'd like to blame myself for my relationship, Joey is also to blame for that relationship going down the drain, mainly because I was kind of the positive influence for him. And when I started to become depressed because of my granddad's death, it was really hard for me to be the positive light in that relationship. And instead of him sticking around and trying to fight for our relationship, he ended up moving on into someone else's arms, and that really hurt. So that was kind of rock bottom for me. After our relationship, I ended up leaving West Virginia and moving to Florida to be with my friend just because I needed a fresh start. But to the next page. May 28th, 2013. My grandmother came up to visit me today for lunch. It was actually a rather pleasant experience. I gave her a tour of Harrisonburg and JMU. She really wants me to finish school. I wish she would help me out money-wise so I could just get some sort of degree. I've been talking with two of my co-workers about possibly moving in with them once my lease is up here at Urban Exchange. My original plan was to move in with my friend Gray at University Fields, but we keep running into complications. I'm starting to think that him and I rooming together might not be a good idea. I believe he still has strong feelings for me even after I've told him it would never happen between the two of us. I'm honestly hoping something magical will happen and all of these leasing stuff will magically fall into place for me. I've got to be out of this place by July 15th, so something needs to happen soon. June 3rd, 2013. Money seems to be an issue for me right now. I've got to pay rent soon, and I'm hoping that my paycheck this Friday will cover it. It's only $457 a month here at Urban Exchange, but with the little money I'm making, it might as well be $1 million a month. I'm so far in debt right now, it isn't even funny. I took out a loan after Joey broke up with me to move to Florida, and ever since then, I've been racking up credit card debt and interest on all of them. I either need to find a second job or get a better position at Best Buy. Hopefully the next place I live, the rent will be cheaper and I can start putting money towards my debt. I'd really like to save money for some type of car. Not having a car right now sucks because I have to be so dependent on others for rides when the weather is bad. I don't mind walking 2 miles to work when it's a good day. It gives me time to reflect on life. I've been doing a lot of that lately. So after I got to Harrisonburg, I kind of started settling down and making friends, and it ended up being a really good thing, but some of the friendships kind of went bad and other ones, the relationships kind of got a little bit sour. Honestly, when it came to moving to Harrisonburg, things just kind of fell into place. I eventually got a car from my friends who I was living with. Their mom bought them a new car, so they actually sold me their old one, which was really amazing because having a car just opened up so many more opportunities for me. Before, when I was applying for jobs, I really could only apply for jobs within walking distance or within public transportation. And it was a struggle through the winter and on bad days when the weather was bad. But I made it through. I feel like it made me a stronger person, and as much as it was embarrassing to say I didn't have a car and have to walk everywhere, it was kind of a thing I had to learn to not allow my pride to get in the way of doing things for myself. And honestly, it was a huge thing for me because I felt like my dad had given my sister a car and I didn't get that same privilege, and I was very bitter towards him for that. And I was also bitter towards him for taking away my college funding. And even though I felt like that was a little bit my fault, I felt like my family wasn't very understanding of the fact that I just couldn't focus in school after my granddad passed away. I felt bad because I wasn't there when my granddad passed away. I was absent several months before he passed away, even though I knew he was sick. I just didn't feel comfortable coming home and being gay and being in a relationship with my boyfriend. So I ended up spending most of the summer before my granddad passed away in Ohio with my boyfriend and his family. And after my granddad passed away, I felt extremely guilty and it was really hard for me to focus. But I feel like my trip to Florida was such like a huge refresh, and it was very eye-opening to me. And even though it didn't last for very long down there, I feel like once I got down there and it was just me, because for so long it was Ben and Joey, and before that it was Ben and Chad. I feel like my whole identity was around who I was dating, whereas when I moved to Florida, my identity started to form around who I was, and eventually I ended up moving to Maryland and then back to Virginia, which is where I kind of started this whole journal, was once I moved to Harrisonburg. So next page. June 4th, 2013. I'm losing focus on my goals for my life. I want to become successful, but I can't get my head off of boys. It's like I'm never going to be able to do anything with my life until I find that special someone to spend the rest of my life with. I keep meeting awesome people, and as soon as something starts, I happen to push them away. I haven't felt the spark with very many people since Joey and I broke up. The ones I do find a spark with push me away, and the ones that feel a spark with me, I push them away. I know I need to focus on work and my finances. I need to figure out a way to pay for the rest of my college and a car. It seems like as soon as I start heading the right direction, I let myself get all wrapped up in another fantasy. I wish I could just turn that part of my brain off. Then I'd be able to focus on the important things in life. Then I'd finally feel like I have purpose in life again. After Joey and I broke up, I think because everything just started going extremely wrong after Joey and I broke up, my brain just kept telling me that being in a relationship was the only way that my life was going to have any structure. So like my brain was constantly telling me that once I find a boyfriend, things will just start falling into place. And it wasn't until several years after me and Joey broke up that I kind of just broke through that and realized that I have complete control over my life, and it wasn't the fact that I was in a relationship, that my life was full of purpose. It was the fact that I just believed in myself back then. Because I was in school and because I was in a relationship, everything just seemed so in place. And when all of that just kind of blew up in my face, I just lost all hope. I just felt like instead of living my life and controlling what was happening to me, I was letting everything just attack me and throw me wherever, and I had no control over anything. But thankfully I figured that out. So if any of you guys are in a situation like that, just know that things can get crazy, but things do fall into place, and don't ever allow yourself to believe that being in a relationship with someone is what's going to help you gain control in your life. Granted, I will say there's probably some instances where a relationship can kind of help you get out of the chaotic life that you're in and help you out. I've definitely seen some of my friends in relationships that have really helped them out of their crazy lifestyle. But don't ever believe for a second that a relationship is the only way to solve life's problems. So next page, June 16th, 2013. So I've lied so much to everyone I know. My entire group of friends see this image of me that's not true at all. Sometimes I lie to make myself more relatable to my friends. Other times it's to make them see a successful person. I've lied so much I hardly know what to believe anymore. I guess in high school I didn't have any friends, so when I got to college I started making up lies about myself so that people would like me. It's been a snowball effect ever since. Maybe I feel safe hiding behind a wall of lies. No one really knows the real me, so it's not easy for people to hurt me. Since Joey left me, I feel like my lies have gotten out of control. My new goal is no more lies. I have to let people inside to see the real me. I will never find real love if everyone loves me for all my lies. This is going to be a hard thing to do, but I have to. So honestly, when it came to me in college, I feel like I was so sheltered in high school and was never really allowed to hang out with anyone except for like during theater practice and show choir practice, that I felt like I didn't have any friends, and I felt like all the people in high school had all these amazing stories, so I felt like I needed to make lies up to make people like me. And honestly, it started to snowball effect into everyday things, and I was just lying to people so that they felt like they could relate to me and so that they would want to hang out with me. And honestly, when it comes to lies, you literally have to continue telling more and more lies to cover up the fact that you lied. So if you're in a situation where you're lying, you really have to break free of those lies. Thankfully, I've broken free of most of those lies. It's amazing the weight that is lifted off of your shoulder after you've come out from behind all your lies. I should have known after coming out of the closet that living a life of lies is a horrible thing to do, just because when it comes to lies, being in the closet was a huge one, and as soon as I started coming out to people, it was like a whole new me was released because I didn't have to hide behind those lies. I didn't come out until my second semester in college. And even after coming out to people, I was telling lies to cover up other things in my life, mainly my horrible relationship with my dad. I didn't like telling people about that, so I'd make up stories and lies and hide it from my friends and family, which you never really want to do because those are the people that you want to lean on. And another thing I lied about was just who I was as a person, and I think mainly it was because I didn't want to be hurt. And I felt like if all my friends saw this lie, that they didn't really have anything real to go off of, because once you share your real self with people, you're really opening up a door that you can't really shut, and you're giving people just free range at destroying the person that you are. Because once you show people who you really are, it's something that they can attack you for. And if you're not a strong individual, and if you don't have strong self-preservation, it's really easy for people to destroy the person that you are and hurt you. But those are all the pages I'm going to read for you guys this time. If you guys want to hear more from my journal, give this video a thumbs up, leave some comments in the comment section below. I'm definitely willing to share more. There are some pages I will definitely keep hidden from you guys, but I'm willing to share some of the pages in my journal with you guys. But if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.